Do you like smoking weed?
Do you like death? Then you should check out Cannabis Corpse. Hi, I'm Josh. And you're watching Honest Brutality! And today we're discussing Cannabis Corpse's latest album, From Wisdom to Baked.
So those of you unfamiliar with Cannabis Corpse, not to be confused with Cannibal Corpse, are a death metal act out of Richmond, Virginia, which is comprised of other members from other Richmond acts like Battle Master, Municipal Waste, Squar,
Which are 3 other bands you should check out if you haven't heard them already. The other cool thing about Cannabis Corpse is they take the subject matter, names, and styles of other death metal bands
and put them in a bong full of blood and create this Cannabis Corpse sound, which is like technical death metal by all means, but it just has these real pockets of really solid grooves.
And even though they're mainly about pot and lyrical content, they shouldn't be confused with stoner metal.
Yeah, which is like bands like Electric Wizard, Sleep, High on Fire, and Weed Grinder. So, to the album review. I really like the album.
I like the album too.
It was really...
No, continue.
I thought it was a really great project through and through. Like, there's a couple songs that I'm just like indifferent to, but it doesn't mean I take them off the album. Mm-hmm. You know, the starting song, Baptized in Blood, or Baptized in Bud, is a great... it's just a really good song where I like the drop in it, and then it's just like baptized.
Yeah. The interesting thing about this album is because Cannabis Corpse in the past have, you know, they've been recognized for their name, Cannabis Corpse. But,
yeah.
But the music has never been, you know, as recognizable as this album is, because it's so.
Yeah, because like I've always known.
Previous albums are just kind of like stereotypical death metal.
Yeah, and I've known about Cannabis Corpse since they like first came out with their EP Blunted at Birth, and even back then it was like this cool thing to like know about and have, just because it's like it's Cannabis Corpse, not Cannibal Corpse. But I think now finally it's like their 3rd or 4th album in. I'm not 100% sure, but it's they've definitely stepped up and made like a solid project that I want to listen to, not like...
Absolutely,
yeah.
it's something you choose when you're going to go listen to music.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like I was mentioning earlier, is they take like the names of other death metal bands, like song names and that kind of stuff, and lyrical content, and they kind of make it their own, you know, related to pot. And I wrote a few of them down. Like, first track on the album, Baptized in Bud, is Baptized in Blood. Zero Weed Tolerance is Zero Tolerance. Individual Pot Patterns is Individual Thought Patterns. With some of the other ones. Voice of the Bowl, Voice of the Soul. Most of them are death songs. Pull the Car, Pull the Plug, THC Crystal Mountain.
Crystal Mountain.
Yeah, Spiritual Healing.
And but the thing though is that this album is actually named after a Gorgut song, which are like kind of like quote, like, don't take my word on it, but are kind of considered like the kings of technical death metal, like especially right now since they just came back with a new album.
One cool thing was the album was well transitioning from really fast-paced songs but in the middle taking it down like on the other side of the speed spectrum, like
Yeah.
slowing it down and bringing it back up, kind of like chopping it up.
Yeah.
It fit really well.
Another thing I thought was cool about this album is that Chris Barnes actually features on it on individual patterns.
I mean, imagine that if you had a band based around originally Cannibal Corpse, you know, like your band name based off of Cannibal Corpse, and then their vocalist comes in and does
the original vocalist.
I mean, like you were saying the other day, that's like the official
stamp of like it's a real band now. It's not. It's not like it's not just a joke or something.
And great guitar work in the album too. As
yeah,
a guitarist, I really there's, you know, of course, like death metal style shredding, but then there's also like rock and roll.
Yeah.
Sort of,
like in the solo and Considered Dank.
Yep.
I liked how too, like, they made songs that sound like the bands that they were kind of parodying from, you know, like like individual pop outers with Chris Barnes sounds like a fucking Cannibal Corpse song. Crystal Mountain sounds like a fucking death song almost.
Totally.
And then From Wisdom to Baked, which is, you know, the title track, you know, which is based off of From Wisdom to Hate by Gorguts, is it sounds like a Gorguts song.
Technical, really chopped up.
Yeah, and it has that style too, but it's still like, while doing this though, they keep Cannabis Corpse keeps like a fucking a solid sound through it too. Like they have their own sound going along with all these other bands. So it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of cool now to see something that started off as a joke become like this. Like they've really stepped up and made themselves like one of the most notable players in death metal right now. Like
absolutely, this album was really talked about when it first came out, and then, and it's cool because you come from Richmond, so you've known about him for a while.
Yeah, and I just thought that was really cool to see them actually step up and like be recognized as one, like, you know, just as equally I feel like as Municipal Waste or I would say Guar, but Guar's like really on their own level. From Honest Brutality, and today we're going to teach you how to make every day more like brushing your teeth. I'm gonna make one more than that. Getting concert tickets.
To make going to the lake more metal.
Ripping you apart. Like a chainsaw, ripping you apart.
Like brushing your teeth.
Try it again. I gotta get the beer in it.
No!